Happy New Year! Hello, this is Ninghui Kim Hong Sai and you're watching TCN English News Edition. First, the headlines. Over 50 Kuki women injured in clash with Indian Army at Saibul in Gangpokpi district. Kuki MP condemns brutality against Kuki women. Various women groups condemn Central Security Forces' high-handedness in Saibul village. News in detail. More than 50 Kuki women were injured Tuesday in a clash with security personnel at Saibul village in Manipur's Gangpokpi district, with one of them hit by a rubber bullet in the left eye, the Committee on Tribal Unity, KOTU, said. The 45-year-old woman was being transferred to a hospital in Guwahati, locals said, adding that her 18-year-old daughter was also injured during the protest. The Kukis are a majority at Gangpokpi district. The Saibul village is nearly 2 kilometers away from Tuichin, which falls in the buffer zone between the Kuki-dominated hills and the Meitei-dominated Imphal Valley. The clash comes on a day when Chief Minister Biren Singh apologized for the violence that has engulfed Manipur since May last year. He asked for calm and unity on the eve of the new year. Local told the print that over 80 Kuki women were protesting against the forceful occupations of the community bunkers by security personnel in Saibul village. Lathi charges and tear gas were used by security forces to disperse the crowd. Most of the injured are being treated at the Cycle Community Healthcare. One of the women protesters said that the scare was happening since Monday night and alleged that the security forces forcefully crossed the buffer zone. They assaulted us with lathis and with their rifles, fired tear gas shells and pushed us aside from the site, the 32-year-old woman from Saibul village told the print. The deployment of the security forces had been announced 22 November. It followed the abductions and killing of 6 members of a Meitei family in Ziribam district. Security advisor Kuldeep Singh has said that the central would deploy 90 Central Armed Police Force CIPF companies, approximately 9,000 personnel in the state. In response to Tuesday's incident, KOTU announced an indefinite economic blockade on National Highway 2. The group spokesperson Lun Kipgem told the print. In November 2023, a road was built to connect the Manipur subdivision to this highway. National 2 is crucial for northeastern states like Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram, supporting the movement of goods, services, and people. The strategic route connects remote areas to urban centers and markets. We already have the 4th Maha Regiment deployed in Cycle who are enough to maintain peace and no other CIPF are needed, Kipgan told the print. If additional CIPF is needed, why deployment from the valley when CRPF personnel are already in Gangpokpi? Condemning the incident, Kuki MP, the apex body of the Kuki community, demanded the establishment of buffer zones which should be honored and strictly enforced. The Central Forces must take immediate and decisive action to neutralize and disarm the armed Meitei groups who continue to terrorize and destabilize the lives of the Kuki people, the group said in a statement. In Imphal, the Manipur Chief Minister gave out a message of peace to the people at large. This entire year has been very unfortunate. I feel regret, and I want to say sorry to the people of the state for what has been happening till today. Since last 3rd May. Many people lost loved ones, many people left their homes. I really regret, the CM said at a press conference. The Kuki MP Manipur has strongly condemned the recent violent actions by the Central Security Forces against Kuki women in the Saibul area, describing the attack as wanton brutality and violations of basic human rights. The assault, which involved physical manhandling, molestations, and the use of lathis and tear gas shells, resulted in serious injuries to many women who were standing guard to protect their ancestral lands and freedom. In a statement, the Kuki MP highlighted the alarming nature of the attack, pointing to the increasing terrorizations of the Kuki community and suggesting that there may be complicity between the Central Security Forces and radical Métis armed groups. The statement emphasized that the security forces, entrusted with the responsibility to uphold justice and peace, must not show bias or partiality in their actions and must not contribute to the cycle of violence and insecurity. The Kuki MP also demanded that buffer zones established in the region may be respected and strictly enforced. They called on the Central Security Forces to take immediate and decisive actions to disarm the Métis armed groups who have been destabilizing the lives of the Kuki people. The statement further stressed that the continued violence against Kuki women is a stark reminder of the urgent need for justice and accountability. The Kuki MP called for immediate intervention by the central government, human rights organizations, and the international community to address the ongoing violence, particularly in Saibol and other affected areas. The Kuki community will not stand silent in the face of oppression, said Zhang Haolun Haokip, Secretary of Information and Publicity for the Kuki MP Manipur. The organizations urge all stakeholders to act decisively in order to ensure the safety, dignity, and rights of the Kuki people, especially women, who have increasingly become targets of brutal attacks. The statement concluded by calling for an end to the cycle of violence and a renewed commitment to justice and human dignity for all communities in the region. Various Kuki women groups have strongly condemned the actions of the Central Armed Police Force CFPF in Saibol Tuichin, Lungtin Subdivision, Kangpokpi District on December 31, 2024. The Kuki Women Organizations for Human Rights, KWOHR, in a statement vehemently condemns the brutal and unjust actions carried out by the Central Armed Police Force CFPF personnel in Saibol, Tuichin area's Lungtin Subdivision, Kangpokpi District on the morning of December 31, 2024. The attack targeted innocent Kuki women who were peacefully protesting against the increasing violence activities perpetrated by adversary community and insecurity caused by these forces. It is deep troubling that the Central Security Forces, entrusted with maintaining peace and order, have instead engaged in action that exacerbate the suffering of the Kuki community. These forces present in the region are meant to safeguard buffer zones. Contrary to the assignment, they have overstepped their mandate and acted with extreme bias, targeting Kuki civilians and causing undue harm. The indiscriminate damage to the Kuki people at this juncture is highly objectionable. The KWOHR, in the strongest possible term, condemns the actions of the CFPF personnel in this incident, particularly the physical assault and molestations on Kuki women, including the tearing of their clothing and the use of excessive force in the form of lathi charges and firing of tear gas on unarmed innocent Kuki women. Such acts of violence against women are not only inhuman, but are also a violation of the fundamental principles of democracy, equality, and justice. Besides other injured, the high-handedness and excessive use of force by the CFPF on 31st December have caused numerous casualties among innocent protesting Kuki women. Nemoy Guite 22, Kline Kim Totang 29, Kline Lam Guite 45, Veitling Haulai 60, Kline Nem Hangsing 50, Hoisin Kongsai, Lam Nei Moy Dongol 22, Ning Zalam Haulai, Nene Kongsai 26, Mary Guite, Palkutim Porte 45, Niamne Tim Totang 30, Esther Baite 14, Nining Mate 15, Niamne Kling Haokip 25, Ngai Koling Kongsai 45, Vasi Baite 18, Tingboy Kongsai. Furthermore, the KWOHR raises serious concerns about a lack of accountability and transparency in the actions of these forces. While the region has witnessed heinous violence, including arson and attacks by Meitei radical mobs, Central security forces were completely absent during these crucial moments of need. Now, when the Kuki village volunteers have taken measures to secure their communities, the aggressive and unwarranted actions of the CRPF suggest a clear bias and an intention to undermine the self-defense force of the villagers. Demanding a full and impartial investigations into the events of December 31st, 2024, and a call for immediate actions against those responsible for the violence, the KWOHR urged the government to hold these security personnel accountable under the law, ensuring that justice is served for the victims. The Kuki people, particularly the women, have repeatedly shown immense courage in the face of adversity, and their right to protect their homes, families, and dignity must not be infringed upon. The growing distrust in the Central Security Forces is a direct result of their failure to protect the vulnerable and their complicity in perpetuating violence in the region. The KWOHR stands firm in its call for justice, human rights, and the immediate cessation of any actions that threaten the safety and well-being of innocent civilians. The KWOHR will continue to stand with the people of Saibol Tuichin areas and all affected Kuki communities in the struggle for peace, justice, and accountability, it added. Meanwhile, the Kuki Women's Forum Delhi also strongly condemns the ongoing brutality against Kuki women by the Central Armed Forces in Saibol, Manipur. This systemic violence, which follows months of relentless attacks by Meitei terrorists, has further escalated since Christmas Eve, when Meitei terrorists began attacking Kuki areas, including Saibol, Tuichin, Sinamkom, and Paimol. As a result, Kuki families have been denied the opportunity to celebrate Christmas, and their livelihoods have been severely disrupted, aiding insult to injury. Instead of protecting the Kuki community, the Central Armed Forces have sided with the Meitei terrorists. In an appalling display of injustice, they conclude that they conducted combing operations in Kuki areas targeting the very people they are meant to protect. Rather than arresting Meitei terrorists, the Central Armed Forces have been chasing away village volunteers who have been standing guard to protect their communities. In the blatant act of operations, Kuki women who dared to protest this unjust move were met with unimaginable brutality by the Central Armed Forces. Tear gas was used, many were manhandled, physically assaulted, and molested. Some women were even left unconscious. As a result of these violent operations, it is distressing to witness how the Central Armed Forces, who are supposed to safeguard the people, have turned against the very community they were entrusted to protect. What is even more appalling is that cowardice displayed by the Central Armed Forces were confronted by Meitei women, known as Mera Paipis. The recent ceaseless attack on Kuki areas and their manhandling of Kuki women has exposed the Central Armed Forces' blatant bias and a lack of accountability in the ongoing conflict. We called on the relevant Indian and international authorities to immediately investigate these grave situations, hold the perpetrators accountable, and ensure justice for Kuki women. The Kuki community deserve the protections of their rights, and we demanded that Central Armed Forces be held to the highest standard of human rights and accountability. This kind of brutality is unacceptable in any democratic society and must be condemned unequivocally. The forum urged the Indian government, the Ministry of Home Affairs, the United Nations, and human rights organizations to intervene and condemn the atrocities being committed against Kuki women in Saibol, Manipur. It is time for the world to witness the truth and stand with the oppressed. In a separate statement, the Kuki Women Union's General Headquarters said that reports of our mothers and women subjected of tear gas to tear gas firing and physical assault by the Central Forces, CRPF and BSF in particular, in the Saibol Tuichin region, Lungtin subdivision, Kangpokpi district have surfaced, leaving a trail of pain and fear among innocent civilians. The Kuki Women Union General Headquarters KWU-GHQ strongly condemns the deplorable actions of India's Central Forces, the CRPF and BSF in particular, against Kuki women in this region. These high-handed names marked by brutality, intimidations, and blatant disregard for human dignity stand as a grave violations of human rights and international norms. The Kuki community, already reeling under incessant attacks from the secessionist Métis terrorists, aided by state police, commando, and around by terrorists, has been further traumatized by these reprehensible acts targeting women who are the backbone of our society. These actions not only undermine the principles of democracy and justice, but also exacerbate the existing trust deficit between the central authorities and the Kuki community. This happens in the backdrop of incessant attacks from secessionist Métis communities since the 24th of December 2024, Christmas Eve, disrupting our Christmas and beyond. We want to categorically make it clear that Saibol Tuichin is a Kuki region beyond the buffer zones from Métis side manned by the Central Security Forces. It is baffling that the Central Forces allow Métis to group, plan, attack us crossing the buffer zones, and when we act to protect ourselves, the Central Forces forcefully enter our land to destroy our bunkers and leave us defenseless. The Union call upon the Indian government, human rights organizations, and the international community to take cognizance of these violations and act swiftly to ensure justice for the Kuki women and the community at large. At last, if the Central Armed Police Forces, CRPF, is incapable of manning the buffer zones and prevent Métis from attacking us, even after more than 19 long months, they should abandon the buffer zones so that our volunteers can take necessary steps to protect us. Manipur Congress President Kesham Mekasandra criticized Chief Minister Biren Singh apologies for the ethnic conflict in the state, calling it acknowledgement of the government's failure. Speaking at a program on Wednesday, Kesham stated, by apologizing to the people in a press conference, Singh has admitted to the failure of the double-engine government in the state. Kesham further questions Singh's response to the ongoing violence, asking what will be the future course of actions. I want to ask him what he is going to do. The violence and firing continue even today. Singh has said he is sorry and apologized to the people. The people of Manipur should think about the responsibility and accountability of his statement. Singh has apologized on Tuesdays for the ethnic violence that claimed over 250 lives and displaced thousands. He called on all communities to forgive and forget past mistakes and to work towards a fresh start. During a press interactions, Singh expressed regret, saying, I want to say sorry for what happened in the state. Many people lost their loved ones and many had to leave their homes. I regret and want to apologize. But after seeing relative peace in the last 2 to 4 months, I hope that normalcy will be restored in the coming year. Singh expressed hope that peace will continue to prevail, stating, whatever happened has happened. I want to appeal to all communities to forgive and forget our past mistakes and start life afresh by living together in a peaceful and prosperous Manipur. India has completed a 9.214 long border fencing project at Manipur's Moray along the India-Myanmar border, and work on constructing a road parallel to the fence is currently in progress. A project aimed at enhancing security and curbing illegal cross-border activities, as well as improving accessibility and strengthening patrolling in the region, the MHA report said. The information is mentioned in the Ministry of Home Affairs Annual Report 2023 to 2024 stated that the construction of fencing for a border length of 9.214 km at Moray awarded to Border Roads Organizations BRO has been completed, and work on the road along the fence is in progress. The India-Myanmar border stretches over 1,600 km and traverses 4 northeastern states, including Manipur. This porous border has been a hotspot for smuggling, illegal migrations, and insurgent activities. The fencing project at Moray, a key border town and a significant trade hub, is part of India's broader effort to secure its borders and promote infrastructural development in the northeast. India shares a 1,643-kilometer long border with Myanmar, which passes through the state of Arunachal Pradesh, 520 km, Nagaland, 215 km, Manipur, 398 km, and Mizoram, 510 km. Out of the 1,643-kilometer border, the demarcations of the 1,472-kilometer border has been completed. Construction work on 2 pilot projects on a hybrid surveillance system 1 kilometer east in Arunachal Pradesh and Manipur has been awarded to Assam Rifles, and work is in progress. The constructions of 20.862-kilometer fence and road was awarded to BRO in February 2024, for which the work is in progress, aided the MHA report. Governor-designate of Manipur Ajay Kumar Bhala arrived at Imphal Airport on January 2 around 1 p.m. Bhala, the newly appointed governor of Manipur, will take oath on January 3rd. The reshuffle comes in the midst of ongoing ethnic violence that has plagued the northeastern state since May 2023. Bhala replaces Laxman Prasad Acharya, who held the Manipur post since July 2023. President Draupadi Murmu has approved the appointment. Apart from Bhala, other gubernatorial reshuffles have also taken place. Kerala Governor Arif Mohammed Khan, known for his confrontations with the state government, will serve as Bihar's governor. In a corresponding move, Bihar Governor Rajendra Viswanath Arlekar will take charge in Kerala. In other key appointments, former Army Chief General Vijay Kumar Singh was appointed to serve as Mizoram's governor, his first gubernatorial role. Dr. Hari Babu was appointed to serve from Mizoram to Odisha, replacing Raghubar Das, who resigned from the opposition. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.